Hello children, hope you all are fine. So today we are going to learn about the natural resources. That is lesson number 1 of standard 6. Now what are the natural resources? Air, water and land. All these things are natural. Then birds, trees, mountains, all these things are natural things. And what are man-made things now? Man-made things are table, duster, chalk. All these things are man-made things. For example, television, cycle, motorcycle, aeroplane, all these things are man-made things. And what are the natural things? Natural things are, for example, cow, human beings, tree, all these are natural things. Okay. So, we are going to learn about the natural resources. Okay. First point is so, what are the natural things? Now, atmosphere, then hydrosphere and lithosphere. All these three things are spheres of the earth. Now, uh, where do we see the birds? Then, where is the cow grazing? Locate the trees and the road. Where does the river comes from? And how does it flow? Where is the aeroplane? Where are the fish seen? On what is the sailboat floating? So, there is some picture you can see on the blackboard. So, here water is there, in that some fishes are there. Okay. So, you can see that some things in the picture are in water, some on land and some in the sky. That is in the air. Now thus all things on the earth are associated with air, water and land. Air, water and land are called the earth's atmosphere. What is there in the atmosphere? The birds are flying, then the cow is grazing. Okay. Now air, water and land are all the Earth's atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere respectively. Moreover, different living things occupy these three spheres of the earth. These living things are the parts of lithosphere. All these living things are part of the lithosphere. Now where is lithosphere? Have you seen in the picture? This is lithosphere, this is hydrosphere and this is atmosphere. The bird is flying in the air, aeroplane is in the air. Okay, these are the mountains, these are natural thing. Tree is a natural thing. The cow is grazing. The cow is also a natural thing. So, these living things are the part of lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere, which they occupy are together called the biosphere. So, all these three things, atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, all these three things are known as biosphere. These spheres have formed on the earth naturally. All these things came up naturally. It is not man-made. Atmosphere is not made by the man, and hydrosphere means water is also not made by the man, and not even the lithosphere means land is also not made by the man. So all these things are natural. Okay. These spheres are natural. We have learned all this in the previous standard. Now, air, water and land are the factors important for sustaining the living world on the earth and fulfilling their basic needs. They are called natural resources. Okay. Now, the atmosphere is the layer of the air that surrounds the earth. The atmosphere is a layer of air that surrounds the earth. All the earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. Okay. The surface of the earth comprises water and land. That is the hydrosphere and lithosphere. Where water is there, that is hydrosphere. And the land, this is the lithosphere. All these are spheres of the earth. The surface of the earth comprises water and land, that is the hydrosphere and lithosphere. Of these, the hydrosphere occupies a much larger part than the lithosphere. In figure 1.2 shows the proportion of land and water on the earth's surface. Now, in this picture we can see that this is 1.2 picture. Okay, it is there in your textbook that 29% of land and the water is 71%. These are proportion of land and water. Okay. On the earth's surface, we also look upon these natural components in solid, liquid and gaseous form or resources. In these words, we use them to fulfill our requirements. Let us now study all these three components in detail. Now, first is air. Now, we have learned about the natural resources. In that, that is air. Okay. Now, what is air? Who will say air? Without air, can we live? No, we cannot live without air. Okay. So, air in the atmosphere around the earth contains nitrogen. Now, what is there in the air? In air, we have air contains nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, 6 inert gases, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, water vapor and dust particles. The troposphere contains about 80% of the total mass of gases in the air, while this proportion is about 19% in the stratosphere. Further, in the mesosphere and ionosphere, the proportion of mass of gases goes on decreasing, means day by day it is decreasing. Gases are not found in the exosphere and beyond. So, you can see that air is a mixture of several gases. Means air is having many different type of gases and is the chief constituent of the earth's atmosphere. Beside this gases, air also contains water vapor and dust particles. Beside this what? The air also contains water vapor and dust particles. Even dust particles are there in the air which we cannot see, but sometimes if mud is blowing, then we can see the dust particles. And water vapor is also there in air. So, the amount of gases in the air is the greatest near the surface and decreases as we go higher. So, when we go higher, it decreases and higher from the surface. That is, air becomes rare at higher altitude. Okay, when we go up higher and higher, the air it becomes rare, means we cannot feel more air in the higher atmosphere. Okay. The proportion of the constituents of air and some of these uses are given here. Now see, 0.03% is what? Carbon dioxide. What is this? Carbon dioxide. That is 0.3% and 0.07% is other gases. Okay, other gases are of air is 0.07% and argon is 0.9%, and after that is oxygen, that is 21%. Now all these are proportion of various gases in the air. Now see, all these are proportion of various gases in the air. This is carbon dioxide, it is 0.3% and other constituents of air is 0.07%, argon is 0.9% and oxygen is 21%, and rest of all is what? Nitrogen, that is how much? 78%. Okay. Now what are the 5 layers of atmosphere? Okay. Now the air is the air in the atmosphere around the earth contains nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, 6 inert gases: nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, water vapor and dust particles. The troposphere contains 80% of the total mass of gases in the air, while this proportion is about 19% in the stratosphere. Further, in the mesosphere and ionosphere, the proportion of mass of gases goes on decreasing. Gases are not found in the exosphere and beyond. So you can see that air is a mixture of several gases and is the chief constituent of the Earth's atmosphere. Besides these gases, air also contains water vapor and dust particles. The amount of gases in the air is the greatest near the surface and decrease as we go higher and higher from the surface. Thus, air becomes rare at higher altitude. The proportion of the constituent of air and some of their uses are given here. Now, some uses of gases in air. First is nitrogen. Nitrogen helps living things to build a necessary proteins. It is useful in the production of ammonia and the airtight packaged of foodstuff. For example, you are purchasing packet of chips. In chips there are few chips but air is there. That air is known as a nitrogen. Okay. So this is used in airtight packaging food. Now after that is oxygen. Oxygen is necessary for respiration in living things and for combustion. And oxygen is useful for us for breathing. It is useful for living things. Then carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, plants use it for producing their food, use in fire extinguish. Why carbon dioxide is used? It is used in plants. Plants use it for producing their food. With carbon dioxide they produce their food and it is used in fire extinguisher. You have seen in malls also there are big fire extinguisher. In that, which gas is that? Carbon dioxide. Okay. Now after that is argon, used in electric bulb. This gas is used in electric bulbs. Then helium, used for obtaining low temperature and also for generating lift in airships. Neon, used in decorative lights and for street light. This is used in decorative light. If you have Diwali or any function, you use that lights for decoration. Then on the road also, the lights are there, that is also neon gas is there in that street lights. Then krypton. Krypton is used for fluorescent tubes and xenon is used for flash photography. Now, air pollution. Now, what is air pollution? Who will tell me? How our air is getting polluted now? Because of factories. Then if we are burning a tire, then also the smoke is coming. With that, the air is getting polluted. Okay, because of factories, the air are getting polluted. Okay, so there are many harmful substances released in air through the combustion of fuels. Now, nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide and soot. All these gases are harmful for our pollution. Okay, so all the above pictures, for example, you take the chimneys are there, from that the smoke is coming. So, show large scale emergence of smoke through different agencies. These smoke directly mixes with the atmosphere, disturbing the balance between the constituent of air. Because of this smoke, this is coming in our air and the air pollution is becoming very badly. Okay, so this is called air pollution. Harmful gases are given out through combustion of fuel in vehicle and in big industries, and also through incomplete combustion of fuels like wood and coal. As a result, air pollution is increasing day by day. See, our bike is also, that smoke is coming very badly. That smoke is also not good for our air pollution. Then sometimes wood is burning, that whatever smoke is coming, that is also not good. Okay, so all these things pollute the air. Sometimes the jungle get fire, because of that also smoke is coming out, so that is also air pollution. Okay, now what is ozone layer? The protective shell. There is a layer of ozone, that is O3 gas, in the lower part of stratosphere. Ozone gas is not directly used for the survival of living things, yet it is very important for living things to have this layer of ozone at a high altitude around the earth. This is a ozone layer. There is one layer on the earth. Because of that, directly sunlight will not affect us, because this ozone layer, what it will do, it will absorb all the gases which are not useful for us, that will absorb that all the gases, and whichever is necessary for us, that gases will come down. And yet it is very important for living things to have this layer of ozone at a very high altitude around the earth. The ultraviolet rays coming from the sun are very harmful for living things. The ozone gas absorbs these rays. So all these rays are absorbed by the ozone gas. As a result, life on earth is protected. Because of this ozone layer, our life is protected. Okay. So the ozone layer is destroyed if chemical gases like carbon, tetrachloride, or the chlorofluorocarbon used in air conditioners and refrigerators mix with the air. The 16th of September is celebrated as Ozone Protection Day all over the world to make everyone aware of the importance of ozone. Which date is there? On 16th September, we celebrate the Ozone Protection Day. Do you know the metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Pune or Nagpur Boards are displayed at places of heavy traffic to show the proportion of the various constituents of the air at that place. Due to these boards, we can see the amount of harmful elements in the air. Now, what is water? How much water is used and for what purpose it is used in your house? For a whole day. Now, for example, in the morning you will get up, you will brush your teeth, then you will go for washroom. After that, take a bath. Then, after that, what you will do? At your home also, everyone will take a bath. So much water is wasted. Okay. Then your mother will wash the clothes, then mopping the floor, drinking, cooking. In many things, we use water. So, observe how much water is used and for what purpose. It is used in your house for a whole day. Whole day, just make a record of this, that how much water you are using. Okay. Record it in a chart like as shown here. Discuss the data in the class. Divide the total amount of water used in your house by the number of person to find out how much water each person needs. So, how much water one person is need, that you have to the record. Okay. You will see that it is almost impossible for us to spend even a single day without water. Can you live without water? No, you can't live without water. Not a single day you can live without water. Okay. So we need water to drink 3 or 4 liters of water every day so that all our bodily functions run smoothly. Other living things also require water, although the amount of water they need may vary accordingly to the size of their body. According to their body, the animals, the elephant will drink a lot of water. Cat will drink very little water. So like that, according to your body, you all are drinking water. Okay. To function your body smoothly. So other living things also require water, although the amount of water they need may vary according to the size of their body. Thus, we see that water is very important for us. Okay. So, if hydrogen gas burns in air, it combines with oxygen and water it formed. We have learned about some characteristics of water in the previous standard. In nature, water occurs in 3 states. Water does not have color, taste and odor. Okay. So, many substances readily dissolve in water. Whatever things, if it takes sugar, it will dissolve in water. If you will take a salt. Okay. So, therefore, water is a universal solvent. Okay. So, the blood of animals and the sap of plants in very high proportion of water. No living things can survive without water. Therefore, it is said that water is life. So, in next period we are going to continue with this lesson. For today, we will stop here. Thank you.